Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 135 for November 13th, 2024. I am Nemesis, and I am joined as usual by Alcatraz.
Hello.
Yeah, if you're like us, the last few weeks have probably been a bit of a kick in the dick for you. So,
A little bit, yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
We're not going to dwell on that though, because I don't want to, because it makes me depressed and angry.
Yeah.
So we're going to just go on ahead and talk about anime stuff. First off, nothing new in the anime world, nothing huge anyway, as far as I can tell. I finally started getting back into Shangri-La Frontier again, because, I've been watching that. It's still pretty fun. It's just weird how that anime just grabbed me. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, usually this kind of thing I'd be like, whatever, but I'm like, this one got me.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens, that weird ones, every now and then, it just works just right for your
So
brain.
keeping up the Love Live Superstar and, finding out something like, oh, I did not know that was a thing, and that's actually really, really gay.
Oh, wow.
So, okay, that's fun. And, beyond that, not much else other than, what we are doing for this episode.
Yep.
Because, once again, the fall season has started, so we are doing the whole thing for anime, the first 3 episodes of each, and all picked at random, except for one.
Mostly random.
Mostly random, because,
Sometimes we want to at least get one good one.
We always want to get that one good one, or sometimes there's that one that we don't know if it's good or not, but something about it kind of sets the alarm bells off and don't want to watch it.
Yep.
So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead in the order we select them in, and that will start off with Rikishi ni Nokoru Akujo ni Naruzo, or I'll become a villainess who goes down in history.
Yep.
Yeah, so this one is once again the isekai. The villainous isekai, which has become a bit of a popular thing. The whole thing is she, let's see, they don't give us her original name, I guess, but she's Alicia Williams. She's a villainess in an Otome game, and she's going to fully embrace that role.
Yep.
At least that's what she thought she's going to do, because apparently she's not as great at it as she thought she would be.
Well, what are you talking about? She's a great villainess.
I mean, sometimes she does the villainous things, but other times, oh wait, nope, there she is being all good and kind again, and whoops, endearing herself to people, at least so far in the first 3 episodes.
She's the bad guy.
Yeah, because you got she's got brothers named Alan, Henry, and Albert who are older than her. And apparently there's another thing, which is the character, she was, jumped in the body of Alicia. Well, apparently was kind of a lazy layabout type of person until she jumped into their body, I guess. And now suddenly she's super motivated because, again, she wants to leave her mark on history.
Yep.
Of course, we have the Otome game boyfriends, all very hot men. Of course, Eric Hudson, Finn Smith, Gail Evans, Curtis Kenwood, and Duke Seeker.
Duke Seeker.
I mean, most of these sound like normal names. You get Duke Seeker.
Duke Seeker. You're seeking a duke.
Who's the prince? The Duke.
I thought it was a duke.
No, he's a prince. He's Prince Duke.
Prince Duke.
So there's a love interest there. They are, but of course, Duke there, funny enough, seems to take an interest in Alicia for some reason. He seems to have an eye on her, which problem here is,
Duke's supposed to like someone else.
Well, there's that, but there's not the only problem. Which the weird thing is, Alicia seems to be significantly younger than the 5 guys, and also the heroine, because there's a heroine. She shows up here, and here she actually has a name and a face, which she doesn't do in the Otome game, because it's supposed to be you, the player.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liz Cather.
Liz.
Yep. Well, I guess Elizabeth.
Yep.
But they all seem to be way older than her, which is interesting because she's the villainess and everything. And I'm looking, based off what they've said in the dialogue, she's a good 5 years younger than everyone else, which is unusual because part of the thing is she gets in the Magic Academy because you're supposed to not be able to enter till you're 15, but she gets special permission to go in at 13 because, apparently she's incredibly magically gifted, and they're a little worried about that.
Yeah, there's a whole plot point going on around that one.
Something about divergence.
Yeah.
And she apparently worried she's a divergent, whatever that means. They haven't explained that yet, but she interprets it as they're talking about the heroine, but initially, and yeah. There's something about prophecies and whatnot, like the golden rose and the blue rose.
Yep.
Like, what was it? Liz is the golden rose, Duke is a blue rose. And I noticed something interesting, which is
Isn't Alicia
motif with Alice, which I saw in the background, a black rose.
Yeah, Alicia was like a black rose. Well, I was getting that. It's like, another rose.
Indeed. So that's the big thing right there, is simply that weird.
Yeah, the weird age thing.
Gap.
It's just like, why?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Why?
Personally? Like, so yeah, she's entering this academy at 13. Is that if I'm interpreting correctly, they're all like 18 at this point. All the rest of them are like the heroine and the 5 dudes are all 18. She's 13. I'm like, and it makes the thing with Duke because he takes an interest in Alicia. It makes it extra weird and
kind of creepy.
Like, I'm not sure. Maybe I misinterpreted something. Maybe I'm not that much older than her.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the whole it kind of did establish the ages, and that is
And then they're already in their uniforms and everything by the time when she's 10.
Yeah,
which means they're 15, unless they all got a special exemption, which I don't think is the case.
I don't think so. I think that would be a plot point. I'm wondering if the age thing is just if the fact that she got early entrance is important to plot elsewhere, so they had to make her younger just so that could be a thing.
It's just unusual too, because like in the original game, she's the villainess, and like why is the villainess? Because the funny thing there is like, go the villainess. You know, villainess always gets punished in the Otome game for whatever, the exile or death or what have you.
Right.
And just considering everything, this is like it just comes across as a bunch of 18-year-olds picking on a 13-year-old.
Yep.
It's like
that's about
that really
normal,
reframes
right?
that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just pick on the little kid.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're trying to like lean into the divergent part. Maybe in the game things are different. I don't know. That's yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I think of is that they're trying to the age has to be younger so that the divergent can be more important because she's too powerful for her young age.
That's one thing they established, like she should not be this powerful.
Yeah.
It's like they actually have leveling and she's level 80, which is absurd apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously, from an outside perspective, we know it's because she has information she's not supposed to have.
Yep.
And she's extra motivated. She's just that strong because she's been studying a lot harder and she knows what she's looking for.
And she also learned how to use sword work and everything.
Yeah. She's has extra knowledge that she shouldn't have. So I'm wondering, it's like their levels and measurement of levels is just bad. Like within the society of the world she's in, they don't fully understand how the levels go because they don't realize that you can just train that fast if you're motivated.
Oh no.
Because they also they're worried about divergence because their magic can go crazy if they don't control it.
Apparently Liz has started to do that at one point.
Yeah, accidentally pushed to do it by Alicia.
Yep. Whoops.
It's like, you should try and do this. It's going to be so cool. All right, I'll do this. And her magic went kind of overload, but they caught it before it went too bad.
Yeah, that's interesting in its own right. The other thing was, she also meets I can't remember his name. I don't think there was an old man who lived in this village, and she winds up helping him in the village, and she winds up helping a sick kid.
Yeah,
so there's weird too, because again, she tried to frame it as a villainous act. It's like, okay, sure, girl.
All of her villainous acts are actually just being kind of based.
Yeah, and also, one of the things was like, oh, that's just straight up like, oh, that's just actually good policy there.
Yep.
Of course, then the other thing, and then the other half, oh, that's just straight out the CIA playbook.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. It's like, yep. We taught you well.
Destabilize the country and then take over.
Yep, sneak in, secretly manipulate,
and then install a puppet government. They'll just follow your every whim.
Exactly.
Well, technically being independent.
That is just straight up the CIA playbook. Exactly.
But also her whole thing is like, maybe wealth should be redistributed.
Yep, and that was one, or the restricting jobs to the nobles based on birthright and not actual ability.
Yeah.
And it's like, you do realize this will affect you too, right?
Yeah.
Yes. That was great. It's like, oh
yeah, sometimes she called herself a villainess. Everyone was like,
what? Yeah, because she's so. Yeah.
What does that mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean villainous? And the old guy's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
She's weird. She's a little weird, but she's got a good head. She's got a good heart.
How's that line go from Fresh Prince?
Yeah, you're a little confused, but you got the right spirit.
That's the one. He's a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Yeah. So overall, actually, I'm liking this one.
It does seem pretty fun. I mean,
the only thing I'm concerned about is that age gap. That's the only real concern. Otherwise, I'm actually kind of intrigued, particularly with the whole divergent thing. Because they dropped that little plot line. I want to see where that goes.
There's some world building hints that I'd like to see where it goes.
Yeah, I want to see all that stuff.
And what they're gonna do with the whole mini Australia, the city that they throw the criminals in. The rundown one that she sneaks into. Yeah. Apparently people can't leave because there's a magic barrier and only nobles who have magic can go through it. wow, it's a horrible play.
Yep. So yeah, this one was done by Maho Film.
Maho
Yep.
Film.
They're doing this. They did Ledale. Remember that?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, not a whole lot. They've only been active since 2019, so there's not that they haven't done a whole lot, but it looks pretty all right for the most part. I haven't seen any major problems, at least the first 3 episodes. As for some character stuff, Alicia is played by Kana Nakamura, who that's Uma Musume right there. That's a Narita Top Road. Yeah, she has not done a whole lot.
Yeah,
I'm seeing that. Duke is played by Kaito Ishikawa.
Who's also doing some stuff in Dandadan.
And
Boko no Hero Academia.
Oh, yep, Tenya. Okay. Yep. So I think we saw him in the other thing we just watched. Didn't we? Yeah, we did. Because I remember we watched about Tenya, so it was like he was in something we just watched. And Liz is Manakawa Iyami, who's Akane in Oshinoko. Okay. Yep. She was in the recent, you were to say, Yatsura remake. Oh, she's Rice Shower. Oh, Millie in Spy Family. I don't know her.
And Exusai in Arc Knights.
Oh, World Dai Star, Coconut.
Oh, yeah.
Main character there.
And a side character in Freerun.
Yeah. Yeah, she's been in quite a few things, it looks like.
And a side character in Wata Oshi.
Oh. Oh, I know her. That's the isekai. Oh, she's Ui in Magia Record.
Oh, nice. Ui.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, she's in Wonder Egg Priority.
Done a fair amount.
Yeah.
There's
there's a lot of here.
A good selection going on here.
Yeah. So overall, I'm actually interested enough, and I want to keep watching it. I think I'm going to keep watching it.
It seems neat.
It's pretty fun.
I'm curious where it goes. It is interesting that we get another reincarnates as the Villainess in an Otomi game.
Yeah, it's become a bit popular lately.
Yep.
It's become that's resurged in popularity in part because of I was born as Villainous.
Yep. Life as a Villainous.
My Next Life as a Villainous. Next
Life as a Villainous that we watched earlier.
Yeah, because that's kind of helped to resurge that popularity of that particular subgenre of isekai.
Yep. Which is, I mean, if you're gonna do an isekai, it's a little bit better take on it.
Yeah.
Still an isekai, but it avoids a lot of the garbage tropes about so many fantasy isekais out there.
Yeah, so go ahead and move on to the second one.
Next one.
Yeah. Mahotsukai ni Nakata Onanako no Hanashi. Or the stories of girls who couldn't be magicians.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I'll just say right now, I got a bit of the Little Witch Academia vibes on this one.
I did too, yeah.
It's got a lot. Let's go, including the main character who has struggles with magic and everything, and the kind of haughty rich girl with the long blonde hair. It's like, this is very familiar. Anyway, yeah. One thing is, it's very unique looking.
Yeah.
For an anime. I mean, particularly in the beginning.
The art style, it's very, I want to say painterly.
Very pastel as well.
Yeah, pasterly and pastel is what I was noticing.
Yeah, Kurumi Mirai is the main character, and she's the one who desperately wants to be a witch. She met Mitch when she was very younger, and she's apparently got a huge amount of the book knowledge, but she did not manage to get into the magic program. She's put in the standard program, which is apparently still impressive in its own right, but it's not what she wanted.
No, it's just normal school, not magic school.
Yeah, so she gets a roommate named Maki Kumir, who's kind of tries to get her keep her wrangled under control. To varying degrees of success.
To varying degrees.
Yeah, but you have the standard program, and there's the Magumi program, which is the magic one. Yeah, and also she meets another girl who's apparently clearly going to be important, Yuzu Idel, who's again the Diana, I guess.
Who has more hair than body mass.
Yeah, exactly. And also, again, kind of has her own thing. It's, kind of more serious, but, we see little hints of more.
Yeah, and she has her Hannah and Barbara following her all over the place.
Yeah. And they also they get a teacher, though, who's Minami Suzuki, who, she's a witch. And she's like, I'm going to teach you magic anyway.
How about it do anyway?
Yeah. There's a couple other characters, or some of which are annoying, like the singing guy. He's annoying. He got annoying real quick.
Guy got annoying, yeah.
And the reporter guy got really annoying real quick. It's like immediately, like, I don't like you.
I don't like you.
Go away. But yeah, That's the big thing. It's just kind of, there's not a whole lot to it so far other than, we just kind of we got a little bits of hints of bigger things. Like, okay, the witch, there's this whole thing, like they have these, I guess, digital spell books.
Yeah, little notebooks
Which,
that are digital.
But like, she has an old school, like, hey, this is an actual book, which is interesting.
Yeah. So that's actually a really interesting thing that I was noticing it, and it's probably going to be part of, big plot point later on. You notice in the magic school, they're all using those digital ones, and they have to call up spells out of their digital notebook things, and that's how they all work. But this other witch and the main character was learning spells just by writing out the symbols.
Manual, basically doing it on analog.
Yeah. One, that actually kind of reminds me of Owl House.
A little bit. Which is also somewhat inspired by Little Academia.
Yes. But it is definitely interesting. A little bit of crossover on that one. But I'm looking at some of how they're treating the kids in the magic school and how that all works. It almost feels like intentional separation of people from learning the core magic. And no, we're going to give you these so we can control what you have.
Yep.
That's what it really feels like. And I'm like, okay, they're building up to something here.
Yeah. There's also a weird thing with, what was it? There's that one character, she hasn't done a whole lot yet, but she can shapeshift.
Yeah. What was her name?
I'm not sure. We haven't got her name yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
She's just there. And also, Makrumi, who's been recruited by a kind of somewhat not quite legitimate club.
Oh. It's partially legitimate because you have an official teacher watching it and telling him what to do. So there's some sort of there's like a half connection. It's half legitimate. Yeah. So she's kind of been recruited by them, and there's always some mystery going on, but it's somewhat bog standard magical stuff. Yep.
It looks like it's actually original anime, which is pretty neat. But overall, it's somewhat lighthearted so far. But I'm really liking it. Again, it's those Little Witch Academia vibes. Like, I want to see where this goes because I'm really like Little Witch Academia.
I want to say. It has potential to hit some pretty good highs. It hasn't got there yet, but I can see that it can definitely make it there. Nothing bad so far. It definitely needs to add some more, but I feel like it's getting there.
Yeah.
And just hasn't made it in the first 3 episodes.
The problem is that it's just a long setup.
Yeah, a bit of a long setup, but I think it might pay off, and I'd like to see it pay off. So I'm interested to see that part.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one done by JC Staff.
I know that name.
You know that name indeed, yeah. As of recently, they've been doing this, and they're planning to do. Oh yeah, they're doing the new Pat Labor thing.
They're doing the new Pat Labor thing.
They're doing the other Magical Girl thing that coming up that I wanted to see this season. Then the Mao 2099 this season, the one with the Hololive.
Right, that one. Yeah.
They did that 2.5 dimensional thing last season.
That's still a big thing too. Yeah. Seeing all the figures for it.
Yeah, they've done a lot of things, as you probably can guess, because it's it's JC Staff. They've done a lot.
They've done a lot. We know them.
Yep. Like there's a Demon Girl Next Door.
Yep.
Yeah. So we don't have to go through all this stuff.
We don't have to. We've been through it before.
So but Kurumi Mirai is played by Hana Hishikawa. Yeah. It was also in Mal 2099.
Oh, nice.
Duel Masters. Yeah.
Duel Masters.
Oh, she was in the Kaiju Kaiju 8 from last season. Oh, Precure. Not fairly new. Mostly Precure. A lot of Precure. But let's see. Yuzu is Misuzu Yamada.
One of the side characters in 100 Girlfriends.
Kuma. Bear Punch.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, really not a whole lot of the 100 Girlfriends though, yeah.
One of the Magia record things.
Magia record.
Yeah.
Maki Kumir's Yumi Mono, who's again 2.5 dimensional, Date Alive, High Card. Oh yeah, I remember High Card.
Maki Kumir,
that roommate.
Oh my God, they were roommates.
Yeah. Minami is played by Yui Horii.
Did Felix Argyle and Reese? Oh my. Huh? Felix. Minami Suzuki, the voice actor. You just got to. Yui Horii. Did Felix in the new.
Oh, she's Wiz in Konosuba.
Also plays in Uzumaki.
Oh, she's in My Hero Academia.
Yep. There's some names in here.
Yeah, there are some big things. Oh, Azure Lane, Fate Grand Order, Kankole,
Yep. Nepgear.
Princess Connect, Monogatari.
Yep. Big name.
Yeah.
Big names.
Oh, that's why. She's the creepy older sister and Yudi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So overall, I think it's pretty fun. Overall, it's definitely got a very interesting art style. That's one big selling point for it. But
looks almost like it was done in watercolors.
yeah, it hasn't done a whole lot yet, but it's definitely setting the groundwork for it, and I'm really hoping it pays off in the end because this has been actually a pretty fun one so far.
I think it can be. I think it can be fun. That's what I think. Like, it's still got to get there, but
those little Academia 5s are really encouraging me that they are going to go do something with it. So yeah, this is another one I really like.
Yeah. So far, pretty decent set.
Yeah. So the third one, which this one was like a surprise when it popped up in the. I was like, wow, we actually pulled that. We
pulled
drew
a
this
random
one.
draw on this
We
one.
got the Ranma 1/2 remake.
Yeah.
And
this one's a little interesting because it's new, but it also isn't. But it is.
It's not the first time we've talked about a remake. I mean, literally the first time we did this, we did a remake. It was the Fruits Basket, if you remember.
Yep.
And the only problem here is neither of us have seen Ranma 1/2, and I've always meant to. It's been on my list of things to watch forever, and I just never got around to it.
Yep.
So, but here's the remake, and this is us kind of coming in with only minimal knowledge of the original.
Very minimal knowledge.
Yeah, if you don't know, which at this point, I don't know if you're into
it's
anime.
It's possible,
yeah.
but
Yeah, basically, it starts off arranged marriage as a dojo, and one of these three sisters is going to marry this kid named Ranma, and then turns out they get a girl shows up and a panda, and then turns out it's actually the boy Ranma and his dad, and well, apparently they got cursed by springs in China when they were training, and then shenanigans ensue because what happens is with both of them is basically get doused in cold water. They swap over to girl and panda, and there's hot water back to old man and boy.
Yep.
And that's the shenanigans. And because weird nonsense happens, and it's kind of rom-com-y, and basically the girl Ranma winds up being engaged to.
Yeah, because there's like the three sisters in choice, and the one that didn't want to have anything to do with it.
She doesn't like men, except for one. Yeah, so
one, the doctor.
Yeah, and yeah, it's
a rom-com.
It's the fake. Of course, they're constantly fighting with each other, but of course, you get to see those moments where they have a bit of softer moments, those little softer moments before they very quickly walk them back. Because no, we can't do that. Can't be actually interested in them.
Yep.
And of course, gender bender.
That's the big twist on it. Otherwise, it follows a fairly standard set of rom-com things.
Yep.
One of the interesting one is Akane, the main girl.
Yep, Akane.
She's super strong and fights a lot, and I think like her mother or sister is like, "You're never gonna get a boyfriend if you're like that," and doesn't realize that she has to fend them off every single day.
Yep.
It's literally the opposite.
She has to literally fight them. Of course, because one guy declared that if you want to win her, hand, you have to beat her in a fight.
Yep, and now everyone wants to beat her in a fight, and they can't.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is Ranma's also he's training with his dad, and so Ranma's a really good fighter in both forms, and there's one guy in particular who's been chasing after Akane, but now of course he's chasing after Ranma's girl self, not knowing that Ranma's. That's not necessarily Ranma's standard form.
Yep.
It's a whole. It's odd because it's one of those I've heard things about the writing of the story, which I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, especially with something this old, stories can get twisted so much.
Yeah. Again, this is a remake, and the thing is, they actually made the choice of keeping it set in the 80s. So it's yeah, it is a remake, and apparently I heard that the first episode was literally almost practically shot for shot, from the original, but then they diverged pretty quickly from there.
Yeah.
They also added a brand new character for this version. Apparently, there's some weird announcer guy in the school. If he was there, he had a microphone in one episode. He's brand new for this. Was not in the original. Yeah, and the other thing I heard was apparently they actually got the original VAs for the most, as much as they could, come back and do this.
Which is really cool.
That's one of
That
course
is
the
really
worries.
cool.
Of course, are they going to sound all right? Because it's
Yeah,
been a bit.
Yeah, that's always a fun one. You get old artists to come back and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Certain roles are easier to come back and do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when bands come back for like a reunion tour or a.
And you could tell
thing
one of
is
them,
like,
their voice
oh,
is
yeah,
just gone.
The guitar sounds great. The bass sounds great. The keyboards are great. The voice, the lead singer is just not there
his voice
anymore.
is gone.
Because it's always the voice that tends to go the hardest.
Yeah. I mean, but it's part of the reason why I didn't watch the original. I had a hard time watching the original. It's 143 episodes long.
Yep. That's a lot to get through. It's no One Piece, but that's still a lot to deal with.
Yeah, especially if you want to, maybe talk about it on a, podcast
Yeah, on a
or something.
podcast.
But I'm just looking here, like, looking at the voice actors, they are like identical across. It's kind of wild to me.
Yeah, we're able to get them back.
Yeah, overall, it's hard to just talk about this because it's weird because it's a remake of a well-beloved classic anime, but we only have minimal knowledge of it.
I guess the best thing is
despite intent otherwise.
Yeah, right. The best thing I think is let's pretend this isn't a remake. Pretend this is the first one. What do you think?
Well, as I was saying, generally, I'm really impressed by it actually.
Yeah,
so far, and there's a couple things which are interesting because there's a lot of the animation. They do the thing where it's it sometimes looks like an old. The style itself looks old, but then you see things like, oh right, this is actually pretty new, isn't it?
Yeah, they seem to be emulating older animation styles while
Including,
keeping it still modern.
There's a bit where it's the guy, what's his face, the Tatewaki, right? The guy who's been chasing after Akane.
Oh,
in
right.
particular. They have a thing where he was showing I guess the visual thing of him being angry. It's they're showing a volcano. They're doing it in a very 80s 90s way, but it's still this is widescreen and it looks nice and
Yep.
high quality. It's
HD quality. Yeah.
It's almost looks like you could almost say it looks like it fell out of the 80s if it wasn't for the fact it looks too
Crisp.
clean.
Yeah, clean and crisp. It doesn't have all the artifacting of tape, not film, tape.
Yeah,
Because it's recorded to tape before we ever saw it.
Yeah, and the only thing, there's a couple things I'm worried about. I know apparently this is a character in Ranma, which is apparently, I don't remember his name, but he's just old pervert character.
Oh.
And you get basically, it's the old pervert.
Yeah, that trope.
The other thing is, the original, again, was 143 episodes, and I know apparently he's one of those that diverged from the source pretty heavily for various reasons. I don't know how authentic to the source this is going to be and how long it's going to be. At least off the top of my head, I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see if there's anything that indicates number of episodes, but I am not seeing it right now. But it looks like probably 12 or so, which is interesting. So I'm not sure if that means they're going to just kind of blow through the story or what they're kind of trying to do here.
Yeah.
Because it's possible also the old one had a lot of filler because, just the way you were if you're trying to,
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm not seeing any real, that would be the big worry, would be potential pacing issues from trying to jam a lot into a single, less episodes. But if you're cutting out all the filler stuff, that's not going to be necessarily an issue. But it's fun. I'm not hearing anything like, oh, that just sounds like an old person trying to sound like a little kid or anything,
Oh, right, yeah.
So the voice actors are still able to do their thing, I'm seeing this. You got, Ranma playing by Kappei Yamaguchi in the male version, and Megumi Hayashibara for the female version. Kane is played by Noriko Hidaka, and so on and so forth. And it's weird. I'm just if it wasn't for the whole gender bender thing, it would probably be a fairly standard rom-com and it would not be as legendary as it is.
Yeah. Yep.
But
it's really the gender bend thing is the part that changes
I've seen a lot of people talking about the whole, this anime basically helping them with their own gender identity one way or the other. I know a lot of times, particularly in the original, that Ranma was pretty
not happy about
being a girl. Was really upset him. And
yeah, on this one it was interesting. Episode 1, it starts and it feels like Ranma's kind of used to it already, perfectly used to it, but it's also only been a week.
Yeah.
So it's like interesting. He got used to that kind of quickly.
Yeah, at the same time, though, it's like, I don't know. Because I've seen some people I've heard apocryphally. I'm not sure if it's true. It's an apocryphal thing. Is it true or not? The story started off as a Yuri thing, but the writer was told no.
Yeah.
And so they changed it to the gender bender thing to get it accepted. And I'm not sure how true that is or not.
Yeah. That's hard to say.
Yeah, particularly with that whole, again, Ranma seems to really hate being a girl, which kind of throws that under the, throws that out the window a bit.
Yep.
That also could have been just an additional thing to really, I guess, kind of sneak it through. Because if he hates being a girl, it's not gay, right?
Right.
So, I don't know.
I still think this one's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
It's definitely fun. But like you said earlier, if it wasn't for the gender bend thing, I think it would be a little bit more generic.
Then at the same time, though, the performances are really also helping a lot, too.
Yeah, that would be the other part. The story would be generic without it, but otherwise the execution so far seems really good.
Yeah.
The animation looks great. Yeah, it looks, again, and emulating the style of the 80s while still being modern, and looks really good. Pacing so far seems okay. We'll see if they try to push another 100 episodes, but...
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do that. I haven't got a...
Yeah, no clue. No clue what the future holds on that one. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's pretty fun. I'll like to see where it goes.
Yeah, there are stuff like Kane's sister Nabiki, she's selling photos of Kane and Ranma to Tatawake. Who's the other sister? Kasumi. She's I think she's the one who's graduated, because she seems to be, the doctor. Akane has feelings for that doctor. Unfortunately, it seems like the doctor has feelings for Kasumi. Tofu Ono, that's right, the doctor's name is Tofu Ono. And, there's that weird little love triangle. Yeah, the doctor doesn't seem to notice Akane's feelings, which makes sense considering he's an adult. She's a child. She's still 16.
Yep.
Kasumi kind of seems to be oblivious to the doctor's feelings, but also seems to be somewhat open to it. I don't know. Regardless, it's clear. Well, regardless of everything's clear that nothing's going to happen between Akane and the doctor, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's kind of accepted that, but also still pining for him.
Yep.
Is that weird thing? But the thing is, who is this animated by? Mappa.
Mappa.
Which is,
Mappa.
Mappa, the one who's been under hot water because they take on way too many projects and they destroy their animators in the process. I mean, they
make amazing works.
Yeah,
but at what cost?
Yeah, what cost? I mean, they did Chainsaw Man. That looked great. They did Zombieland Saga. That's great. And I'm still waiting on that movie. They did Attack on Titan, and they've done a lot. And because part of it is because they're trying to grow possibly too quickly to try to, be one of the big powerhouse anime studios.
They totally could, but you can't do that if you die.
Yeah. So they've done a lot of things, including, licensed and original, but again, what's the cost of having so many projects for a studio of your size?
Yep.
So that's fun. They still have a whole bunch of stuff in production that's supposed to come out, but we'll see if that, and hopefully it's, didn't kill their animators for this one too.
God. Yeah.
That's always been the big worry.
Always been the big worry with Mappa is
they do great work, but
how long are they going to keep that up?
Yeah, before they just kind of implode because they push too far.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah.
It's again though. Beyond that though, it's still a good anime.
It is.
And it's one of those things where it's a remake could go real bad.
Oh, it can. It absolutely
so far, it seems to be nailing it. So, hooray! Again, this is from context of people who have never really watched the first original. So, who knows? There's probably someone who watched originals nitpicking everything about this one.
Yep. Sometimes we are still new to the whole anime thing. Hence.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll move on to the fourth and final one, which is the one we picked. Intentionally, it's Dandadan.
Dandadan. Yep.
Yeah, this is one of the other big anime. Ranma was one of the big anime this season, but this is another big anime this season. Yeah. This is the one that caught a lot of people's attention, and for good reason, it turns out.
For good reason.
So in Dandadan here, you got, Momo Yayase, who, breaks up with her boyfriend right at the beginning because, he's, either pay me stuff or put out or something, and
that was basically it. Yeah,
which is wow, dude. Yeah, her first boyfriend, but she breaks up with him, and then she winds up running into Well, a guy who's just kind of being picked on, she kind of helps defend him a bit. Then he tries to reach out to be her because he really wants her as a friend, and
he's kind of annoying and creepy about
he's
it.
an otaku for occult stuff, particularly UFOs or
Yeah, aliens and UFOs, because apparently
yeah.
aliens and UFOs are a cult.
And she tries to reach, tries to be friendly. She's like really, saying I, believe in ghosts, and he just immediately starts mocking her.
Yep.
Because ghosts aren't real.
So
and she's like, aliens aren't real, you idiot.
Yep.
So they challenge each other because he has to go to a little cursed tunnel. She has to go to a place that's known for alien activity. And turns out both are real.
Both are real.
He gets cursed by Turbo Granny.
Oh, boy.
Turbo Baba. And she gets abducted by aliens. Oh. So that's a problem. And in the process, she gets, apparently her latent psychic powers awaken because her grandmother is a spirit medium.
Yep.
So her latent psychic powers awaken, and because him being cursed, he calls her, and the alien answers the phone, and he then, because he's cursed by the Turbo Granny, is able to somehow crawl through the phone and out, and then starts attacking the aliens. And she attacks the aliens. They're able to blow up the ship and escape.
But only because she's also able to hold his curse back.
Yes.
Because of her latent psychic powers.
Yes. Because of that.
Because otherwise the granny comes out and
So he's cursed, and the big thing is we got to, save him from the curse, right? That's one big thing. His name is Ken Takakura, which apparently is the same name as an actor she has a bit of a crush on, which annoys her.
Yep.
Because on top of that, he says something that he would say, and oh no, feelings maybe.
Oh no, well there might be some feelings there.
Yeah, feelings, and so they have to deal with more aliens and demons, and it turns out Ayasa's grandma, really is a spirit medium, for real.
For real,
she has a bat.
The bat. Oh, not just any bat. The top of the bat comes out so she can draw glyphs on the ground with it.
That too.
Big ones.
Yeah. So
it's
the third episode ends with them going off. Basically, they're going off to see if they can lift the curse, because basically Turbo Baba has merged with a location-based spirit, and so if they leave the city, they might be able to get it weakened enough that they're able to
beat it in a challenge.
Yeah, beat it. Oh yeah, Turbo Baba has his weenie.
Yep, because apparently both aliens and the ghosts are that's what they're going for.
Yep.
Apparently Turbo Granny controls guys by taking the weenie. And the aliens were after either of them because they're all clones, and they're trying to get their reproductive organs back, so they don't have to clone anymore.
Impregnate Momo.
They call it their banana organ.
Yeah, they want to impregnate Momo because they basically introduce genetic diversity.
Yep. Because they want to try and not be clones anymore. So
she doesn't. Of course, yeah. So that's probably one thing. Is there's a bit of a sexual assault scene right there in the first episode.
Yep, that's a bit of a content warning.
Yeah. So, but beyond that, there hasn't been anything really egregious.
Yeah. Everything else is played up for jokes.
Yeah, it is a very goofy.
It is so goofy, but it's also so much fun.
It's also heavily stylized. The animation is heavily stylized.
When watching it, I was actually getting some slight Fooly Cooly feelings off of how stylized it is and how the animation works, how the exaggerations and whatnot and such. Kind of reminded me a bit of how Fooly Cooly did things with its animation.
And also the other thing is they kind of point out that Momo's grandmother Seiko doesn't look particularly old for a grandma.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole thing too. They go to this, the shrine, and when he crosses the gate, he immediately bursts into flame because it's been protected by evil spirits, right?
Yep.
So she removes that, and then when she does so, the aliens show up as a big giant sumo wrestler thingy.
Yes, and that's when we learn apparently the aliens
are affected by wards.
Yeah, apparently there's a connection between aliens and ghosts and spirits, or they're not entirely separate.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I haven't explained any more of it, but yeah, that's what it is.
And it's just been really fun because just seeing them snipe at each other occasionally, just because there's still that.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's
great.
really a lot of fun. Also, And they make it clear because initially it's like, oh, she does that, give her just a burst of power, and then it's like, oh, she has to like see him to be able to, to keep this curse at bay, which is really awkward. At one point, he has to use the bathroom, and well, that's
that's a big question. How does he pee when he's got no weenie?
Don't worry about that. Out the other hole.
So I'm not going to say it on the podcast.
Cloaca?
Okay, you can. Just one hole for everything, I guess.
Or something. Or maybe it's just there's a hole there.
It's just a hole there.
Yeah. I mean, the tube comes from somewhere, right?
Right?
Just doesn't go further than as far as it used to.
Yep. We'll go with that. Just don't think about it. It's anime.
It's very strange. Anyway, so yeah, this studio is Science Saru. Yeah, that's part of the reason why it probably looks so good. Science Saru. Of course, there's always that joke about always wait for the Blu-ray release of Science Saru anime because
right,
they always make it a little bit better.
Right.
But yeah, I remember the big things, that big waves they made because they did the Scott Pilgrim anime.
Oh,
last year.
Yeah,
that was one of the big things. They also were part of Star Wars Visions and.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is basically heavily stylized. They did Devilman Crybaby a while ago, which a lot of people were super impressed by the animation on that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, they just do some really amazing things usually.
Yep. Don't have a huge amount, but what they do have is pretty good.
Yeah.
I definitely want to keep up with this one. This one looks like a lot of fun, and it's hilarious.
Yep, this is definitely a big one. But yeah, characters. Let's see. Ken Takakura was Natsuki Hane.
Yeah.
And Unluck. That was one that came out this year, I think. Yeah. Oh, Blue Lock.
Blue Lock.
Shangri-La Frontier.
Oh, hey.
Oh, main character in Demon Slayer. All right. Mashal, that weird one.
Mashal, yeah.
Bleach. Oh yeah, there's Bleach. Black Clover.
Those are some big names.
Yep. Nope. There's Attack on Titan. Oh, Near Automata.
Near.
Oh, main character in Odd Taxi. That was a big one that came out that everyone really loved. I keep meaning to watch. Yeah, he's been doing this for looks like a while now. How far back does this go? Holy crap! How far down does this go?
They've done a lot.
1999.
Oh, they've been around for a while.
He was in One Piece.
Dang.
Right. Momo is played by Shion Wakayama.
She's relatively new to this sequel.
Yeah.
2019, sort of. 22.
Oh, that's that one that the heroine.
But they've got kind
of popped up.
Yeah, she's got some names. She's done some.
Dynazone.
Yep, some Gridman Universe stuff.
Oh, she's Takina.
Mm-hmm.
She's Takina.
Yep. And also in Tact Opt, main character there.
Gundam Build Divers.
Yep.
Yeah, and Seiko Nana Mizuki, who, let's see. Oh, that weird racing anime that turned out not to be good. Nope, there's Precure. D4DJ. Oh, Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super.
Yep.
Some Precure.
Up to Urusei Yatsura remake. Digimon.
Isekai Quartet.
Yep.
Oh, hey, some Digimon. Yeah.
Oh, Arknights.
Yeah.
Oh, Persona 5.
Oh, hey, some.
Oh, Monaria Friends. I watched that. Did not realize it was actually a spin-off of something until after I watched it.
Oh,
there's Popoco. Because, of course.
Of course, we're always going to find
at least one of those.
Yep.
Black Clover. Oh, Boruto. Oh, she's Hinata and Naruto.
Riko no Hana. Haha. Yeah, Riko's mom.
Yep, that too.
Her Sunshine.
Riko
yeah,
no.
Riko's mom.
Oh, God. Terraformers. Oh, God. I've been debating about Terraformers, whether it's a good idea to talk about that or not.
Probably not. We should do it anyway.
Because it's like we could just have a whole episode devoted to, oh my God, how could something this racist exist?
God.
Like, it's not even trying to hide it.
Just blatant.
It's like, this is not an accident. This is intentional, and I don't know why this is. The only thing I can think of is the audience doesn't realize how intentional it is.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, she's been doing this for.
She's been doing this
a
for a
long
while.
time, considering, again, she's in Naruto, so,
Yep.
How far back does she go? Oh, here we go. 1998.
That's quite the track record.
Yep. Yeah, there's Turbo Baba. Mayumi Tanaka. I have to Turbo Baba because that's a good. She's Krillin.
Oh my!
She's Luffy.
And there's names.
Wow. Oh, she's Char. I've come here to laugh at you. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Actually, does a lot of Dragon Ball characters, but yeah. So yeah, man, because they've been in Dragon Ball and stuff for, man, they're still, oh my God, how far back? 1980. 1980. She's been doing this how long since either of us have been alive. Makes sense, I guess, playing a granny then.
Makes sense.
Anyway.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it's fantastic.
It
honestly.
is. It is absolutely fantastic. I definitely want to see more.
So I think this is the first time
All of them were good.
all of them were good. Like,
Yeah. Some probably better than others, but all of them good.
I think Villainous would probably overall be the weakest, but that's only because of the weird thing with Duke and the main character. It's Alicia there, but like yeah, I think Ranma and Dandadan are probably the strongest ones here. Just because of just
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just all good this time. And I'm just happy for the first time ever, I think we've gotten all four of them are ones I want to continue watching.
Yep.
And not like, oh, this one's crap or this one's okay, I guess.
Yeah, we're just through the whole thing.
Yeah, well, hopefully we've kind of been preventing that. Because, yeah, it's just, we don't want something, because we don't have something that's good.
Yeah, we had too many where there wasn't anything good.
Yeah, and that sucks to talk about because it's just basically like 40, 60 minutes of us grousing.
Yep.
Or just or struggling to find something to say because, like, there's nothing to talk about with this one because there's, like, nothing there. It just happened to us before, too. Yeah, so all of these, if you haven't started watching them, watch them. They are great.
Yep, I would recommend getting handle and check them out.
Yeah, of course, all of them already on episode 6 and 7 at this point. Not surprising, considering how long this one took to get out. But it's kind of how scheduling works.
Yep.
So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, all that. If you did, you can listen to more at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com. It's spelled Libsyn. You can check out the RSS feed there and keep subscribed and up to date and all that stuff. You could also do so. You subscribe to us via other services like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Podcasts, and keep subscribed and all that. There, you can also contact us via email newtoweeaboo@gmail.com. If you have any questions or anime recommendations or comments or whatever. And of course, you can follow us on our various social media. It's all listed at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com/contact. So you can do that if you like. Next time, the next November episode, we'll be talking about Girls Band Cry.
Yeah,
that just came to Crunchyroll. You can now watch it without paying for it, unless well, without paying for it specifically.
Separately, yeah.
So yeah, you can watch that, and that's one of the big anime that came out this year that I've been wanting to watch, and I've been kind of holding off on just for this. So hey, finally gonna watch it. So join us then. Stay strong, regardless.
Yep. Gonna have to.
We'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.